Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, third grade. I'm Mrs. Nix, and I am so excited to be hanging out with you this morning and supporting you to become amazing thinkers, readers, and writers. You know what? I have another great book that I just want to share with you. This one's called The Worst Best Friend. Sometimes, do you not get along with your best friend? Do you ever have days where things just aren't going right? If that's something you've experienced, then I know that you would enjoy this book right here, because by the end, they become the worst, best friends. So I want you to check this one out next time you're at the library. All right, boys and girls, let's get through. Let's warm up our brains this morning. We're gonna look at some high frequency words. And this week, we're working on long vowel sounds and adding those inflectional endings. And then I've got some compound words that we're going to work on at the end. Are you ready to start? Okay, let's get going. The first thing we're going to do, looking at those high frequency words. Now remember, not only do you need to be able to read them, but you need to be able to write them and spell them, especially in third grade. So if there's one on here, maybe you can read it, but perhaps you need to practice spelling it at home. You might jot it down. You could put it on an index card or a scrap of paper and tape it on maybe next to the light switch so that you're practicing that spelling piece. Remember, you're responsible for your learning. You can do this. I have faith in you. All right, boys and girls, let's look and read our 10 high frequency words. Let's do it. Best, be, been, better, before, blue, big, because, both, black. Nicely done. So we're going to work on two of them today. I've got been and better. Now, one thing that I like to talk about when we look at the word been is that it really looks like being, right? So we have to really train our brains to know this one, B-E-E-N, been. Okay, and then better, remembering that it has two T's and that are controlled, at the end. Help yourself remember those spellings. Okay, now let's turn on our brains and really start thinking about which word belongs in which sentence. Help me out. Let's read it together. Which do you like? And here's our second one. Have you to the beach? All right. Which do you like, Ben? Well, if it was the name Ben, but that's not what we have. Which do you like better? Ah, that makes sense because you're asking, which one do you like better? Would it be this one or that one? All right, good. Have you been to the beach? Have you been to the beach? I don't know. I haven't been to the beach in a really long time. That would be a really fun place to visit, right? Excellent job. Okay, third grade. So looking at and thinking about our long vowel sounds with those silent E at the end. I did bring with me all of my long vowel sound spelling cards right here with that silent E at the end. But I have a couple of them we're just going to review so that we can practice listening for them. The first one I want to talk about is my train card. And my train card helps me to remember that the long A sound says A, like at the beginning of able, or in the middle of the word base. Do you hear that A sound? Good job. And then I want to look at my 5 card. My 5 card reminds me that that long I says I, like at the beginning of the word I'm, or in the middle of the word light. You hear the I sound? Good, that's going to help you be a better speller. Now, the last one I want to talk about is our cube card. And my cube card reminds me that the long U says you, like in the middle of the word cube, or at the beginning of the word, like unite. Do you hear that U sound? Nicely done. Boys and girls, I have some of these long vowel sound spellings right here using that silent E at the end. Let's go through and let's blend some of these together. We have tune, sneeze, and admire. Nice. Do you know this one? Admire. Admire means like if you were to look at something that maybe it's a little bit fancy and you really wanted to look at it for a length of time because you're admiring it. You think it's beautiful. Nicely done. A little vocabulary today. We're working on inflectional endings, and specifically we're looking at ing and ed. Now ing is going to make it so that our word means that it's happening right now. So if I have the word tune, like I'm going to tune my instrument, if I'm doing it right now, I would say I'm tuning. Now we're also practicing when these long vowel sounds end with an E. We want to be able to remember how to spell it. We're going to drop that E before adding ing. So look now, we have tune. This was tune, and now it says tuning. When I change it and I want it, I'm done tuning my instrument, I would say I've tuned my instrument. So I'm looking right here and I'm going to add ed. Now remember, it ends with an E, so I want to drop my E before adding ed, tuned. Now remember, the other thing to remember and think about is that our ed makes 3 different sounds. It can either say it can say ed, d, or t, like a T. Tuned. This one sounds like a D. Nicely done. So we had tune, tuning, and tuned. Now with our word sneeze, if I am currently sneezing, again, I have that silent E at the end. I'm going to cover him up and add my ing. So drop the E and add ing. Becomes sneezing. If I've already sneezed, has that D sound, sneezed, I drop my E and add ed. See how easy that is? All right. I can do the same with admire. This is a little bit longer word, but it still follows the same rule. It ends with that silent E that makes the I say its name. And in order to add ing, I drop the E and add ings. And now we have, read it with me, admiring. Nicely done. And if I'm done admiring it and I've admired it, then I could say add the ed. So drop the E, add ed. Nicely done. Okay, 3rd grade, here's what we're going to do now. I have a little bit of practice for us. So looking here, I have some sentences and I want us to find those long vowel sounds, but specifically I want to find them with that final E. So let's read a couple of these sentences. My dad is very wise. Do you see the long I sound in wise, and it's got that E at the end? Nicely done. So I would circle it. How about number 2? She woke up at 7 o'clock. Now, do I have any long vowel sounds with a final E? Right here. Good job. Nicely done. Let's do one more. The park is a mile from my house. Now, house has an E, but does that have a long vowel sound in house? No, it doesn't. So don't let that fool you. You have to make sure you're thinking. Let's look right here. We have mile. It's got that E at the end. It makes the I say its name. Excellent job. All right, we're going to skip on down to the bottom because I have a couple of words that I want us to practice on. So when we are working on that spelling, because in third grade, that's what we need to be able to do. Not only read it, but be able to write it. So if I have the word bake and I want to add ED, what do I need to do? Do you remember? That's right. I want to drop that E and add ED. So looking here, which one is spelled correctly? Did they do it right here? No, they left that E. So we don't want that one. We want this one right here that's got the correct spelling. How about fade and ing? Fade and ing. Uh-oh, what'd they do? They left the E. We don't want that one. Remember, we drop the E before adding ing. Perfectly done. All right, boys and girls, I have a little bit of a story right here for us to read. Now this one is about going on a trip to a lake. It's working on those long vowel words that we've been practicing a little bit. And I think it's kind of fun going on a trip. So this one, like I said, the lake, looking at those long vowels with that E at the end. And I'm just kind of glancing through and I see June and take and lake. Look right here. Entire. Oh my goodness. So be on the lookout and find these big words with these long vowels. Here we go. The lake. In June, we take a trip to a big lake. It is close on a map, but it can take an entire day to get to it. On the drive, we play a game to make the time pass fast. The name of the game is Spot 50. I named the state of a plate on the back of a van. Kate can name 9. Spot 50 is a fun game. It is late when we get to the lake. The cabin is on Fox Lane. We are just in time to see the sunset. Dad will make a fire in a fireplace. Mom will make dinner. Kate will bake a cake. I like the time I spend at the lake. It is the best landscape. Look at that landscape right there. It's beautiful, beautiful. So, boys and girls, thinking about all of those long vowel sounds that are found within the lake, you might want to be looking for them tonight as you yourself are reading. Okay, so as I close out, I just have one last little thing we're going to look at, and these are compound words. Compound words are two small words that when put together make one large one. Let's just do a couple of them. I have some and one. We can put them together and we have someone. Nice job. One more. Book and shelves. When we put them together, we have a word that says bookshelves. You've done a great job today, third grade. I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me today, and I can't wait to hang out with you again tomorrow. Remember, you're responsible for your learning success, so ask your questions, listen, and share your ideas. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
A brand new day, time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.